It's time for this month's edition of the top 10 PlayStation 4 games available for under $30, and there are some great options available for those of you on a budget. Let's get right into this. Number 10, Tearaway Unfolded for $12. Tearaway was one of the hidden gems that was released on the PlayStation Vita, and being on the Vita means that a lot of you probably didn't play it. The game was developed by Media Molecule, the guys behind the hit Little Big Planet series, and Tearaway is another very unique experience. It takes place in a storybook-style world made out of paper, and the gameplay revolves around environmental adventuring and puzzles. Tearaway also makes a very smooth transition over to the PS4 controls, and for $12, it's an underrated game you should definitely check out.
He better.
Number 9, Until Dawn for $20. Until Dawn was one of the most surprisingly great games this generation. It's a story-driven game in the style of the Telltale games or Heavy Rain. It's definitely not as emotionally impactful as those games. Rather, it's a game in the tone of an 80s horror movie. The characters are extremely defined and engaging. It's got a lot of cringe to it, but it adds to the appeal of the game. That's what 80s horror movies were. At its original $60, the price may have been a bit too steep, but now at $20, it's a PS4 exclusive you should try.
Sam, why are you hiding? Sam, why prolong the inevitable? Why kid yourself into thinking you can get away? Don't you know I can smell you, Sam? I can smell your fear.
Number 8, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin for $17. At this point, the majority of people have played Dark Souls, but if you haven't, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is a great entry point. It is arguably the weakest of the Dark Souls games, but considering how good the first and third games are, that shouldn't be really taken as a slight on the quality of the game. And considering DS3 is still fetching a hefty price, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin for $17 is a worthwhile pickup. Number 7, Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition for $29. Divinity Original Sin is a classic RPG that one would probably consider to be a PC-centric RPG, and I wouldn't really deny that. However, the game is also very good on the PS4. Just keep in mind, this isn't like your typical console RPG. This is very much in a classic style in that it's slow-paced, difficult, and it doesn't really hold your hand much. If you have patience for the game, there's something really great here, and for $29, it's a lot of content for your money.
The fire.
and then as the water appears from the rain and the fire is doused, I can electrify it. So I'm going to cast some electricity on the water, and you shouldn't walk in that because you will be stunned. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a ice spell at the water, and that's going to create a frost surface, and then if I walk over that, there's chances that I'm going to trip myself over. Okay, so just showing this so that you'll understand the combat actions that I'm going to...
Number 6, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 for $29. Anime licensed games are typically not the best games in the world, but the Naruto Storm franchise has always maintained a consistent level of quality, and that's no different with Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Acting as the final game in the series, wrapping up the Naruto story featuring some epic boss fights and a gigantic roster of characters. If you're not a fan of Naruto, you probably won't enjoy Storm 4, especially considering the story will be confusing since it doesn't cover it from start to finish. However, for fans, it's a must-play, and at $29, it's worth it.
Fighting you. Madara, why you? Come, entertain me more. You're too weak. Coming down on you. Missed me. Too weak. Coming down on you. Come on. Coming down on you. Come on. What? Did you think mere trees could stop me? Wait, is that Susanoo?
Number 5, Resident Evil Origins Collection for $22. The Resident Evil Origins Collection bundles the Resident Evil HD Remaster and an HD remastering of Resident Evil 0 in one package. These games are very much different from the Resident Evils of today. It's more horror and less action, which is probably what most people want from Resident Evil anyway. If you've never experienced the old school RE games, you should definitely grab the Origins Collection for $22. It's a solid pickup. Number 4, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for $19. Assassin's Creed definitely isn't everyone's favorite franchise in 2016, but let it be known that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is one of the best single-player experiences that you'll find on all of the PlayStation 4 games. There is a multiplayer mode as well, but the solo play is the highlight. Assassin's Creed 4 is arguably the best game in the franchise. It features a massive open world with so much content, a great cast of characters with one of the best main characters in Edward Kenway, and your typical solid Assassin's Creed gameplay. If you were one of the people that gave up on Assassin's Creed and never checked out AC4, I would highly recommend picking it up for $19.
What the devil?
Number 3, Wolfenstein The New Order for $14. Wolfenstein The New Order is an interesting first-person shooter in that it's single-player only, and while that may turn some people off, know that the campaign is excellent. It's not your typical 5-hour FPS campaign, it's a 12-hour consistently great campaign with a fantastic story and setting. Maybe the $60 price tag was a bit too much for a single-player only game, fine, but now at only $14, if you're a fan of first-person shooters, this is a must-own.
Namen sie mir, als sei es ihre Pflicht. Ich hab keinen Benz, keine Kohle. Ich hab keinen Benz, keine Kohle. Ich hab nicht einmal mehr keinen V.
Number 2, Final Fantasy XIV Online, the Complete Edition for $24. The PlayStation 4 definitely can't be considered the haven for MMOs, no, that still belongs to the PC. However, for those of you looking for an MMO on consoles, it doesn't get better than Final Fantasy XIV. And the Complete Edition includes the base game, the Heavensward expansion, and 30 days of game time. The base game is great, and Heavensward makes it even better. For $24, the collection is a bargain. Finally, number 1, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection for $20. Uncharted has arguably become the most iconic franchise in PlayStation's library, and for some reason, if you haven't never played these games, the Uncharted Nathan Drake Collection is a must-buy. Even if you've played the games, to have all 3 games in 1080p and 60 FPS in one collection is pretty amazing. The first Uncharted game is definitely the weakest of the 3. It hasn't aged all too well, but it's still a decent game. Uncharted 2 and 3, however, are still terrific games with amazing pacing, great cover-based third-person gameplay, and quality puzzles. It's currently available for $20, and that is an absolute steal for a great collection.
Come on! Come on!
So that wraps up the top 10 PS4 games available for under $30 for the month of November 2016. What do you think? Which games are you gonna pick up? Did we miss a game? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.